So, Royal Enfield Continental GT 535, 2016 model, pre-registered, Euro 3, hence why it was pre-registered. 535 4-stroke air-cooled overhead valve single, Bourne stroke 87 by 90mm, compression ratio 8.5 to 1. Maximum power 29.1 bhp at 5,100 rpm. Maximum torque 44 newton meters. That's 32.5 foot-pounds, but I forget where that comes in, so I'll let you know at the end. To put that into context, the latest Fireblade, which is 999cc 4-cylinder of course, the SP2 version, 189 bhp at 13,000 rpm. Torque for the latest Fireblade is 85.5 foot-pounds at 11,000 rpm, so this little motor is quite torquey. It's a unique construction engine, and this 535 version has been around since about 2013, 2012 when this came out. 5-speed gearbox, 1 down, 4 up, on the left hand side, the side you see now. There's no carburettor, it's electronic fuel injection, and it's very responsive. Disc brakes front and rear. We've got a 300mm floating disc on the front with a Brembo twin piston floating caliper. The rear's got a 240mm disc, single piston floating caliper. Don't know what make that is, but the symbol on the side of it looks familiar. Don't know what that is. Both have steel braided hoses. From dimensions wise, it's approximately 6 foot long, width 2'6", seat height about 2'8". Weight is 185 kg, that's 407 pounds or 29 stone. Economy wise, the first 300 miles running it in, the first stage of running in, up to about 2,500 revs most of the time, 30 to 40 mile an hour, 85 to 90 to the gallon. Since then, the second stage of running in, this is going to take me up to about 1,250 miles. You're looking at 75 miles per gallon, 50 to 60 mile an hour. Tank range is about 150 miles currently. You've got a 13.5 litre tank, and 3 of that is reserve. So at the current sort of 50 miles an hour or so, you're looking at about 75 miles to the gallon, 150 to the tank. Now all you can see this side is standard, apart from the GoPro cameras and the mounts. I'll show you some pictures of them later on. It's quite a difficult bike to mount the cameras on, because even though it's got some nice tubular parts on the frame and that to mount things, it is a bit shaky. So if we've got this far in the video, you'll be seeing some of it already and we'll know whether it's really shaky or not. The headlights are good, considering it's about the same size of the ones on my Land Rover. It's better than those. Indicators are clear. All the controls are pretty standard really bike wise, and all work perfectly fine. The seat may not look that comfortable, but it actually is quite comfortable for several hours in the saddle. As I said, everything you see this side bike wise is standard. The centre stand is standard. The side stand's a bit quirky. No matter whether it's in gear or not, you cannot start it with the side stand down, which I think is a bit like my Pegaso used to be, I don't know, about 15 years ago. That was a bit quirky like that. Now you might think this bike is a bike with classic styling. I don't think so. This is a classic bike with some modern bits on it. Got some nice touches. The Royal Enfield name is nicely lacquered in, as is the Continental GT on there. Lovely looking traditional tank cap, but underneath is a lock. Controls are pretty much standard as you would expect these days. Nice clocks. I'll just switch those on for you. You'll see them power up. There you go. There's no reserve, but there is a digital readout for the fuel. And again, standard layout for controls really. On the right hand side, little vibey on tick over, but generally the faster you go it tends to smooth out to my mind. There's party electronic fuel injection, but it's still got a kickstart as well, which I'm not brilliant at, to be honest. I've done it once first time, and in total 3 times, and the total kicks about 20-25 times to guess. Just not used to it. It is electric start though as well, but my favourite really is this. They are the best horns I've had on anything, bike or car, ever, as standard. Fire her up for you. Now there's one thing that's not standard, and that's the tail can. There we are. Sorry, that's off my boot. That's a motad, and the main reason for changing it, apart from the obvious, which you can probably hear, is the weight saving. I carried the original one back on the train, and it weighs I don't know, must be 10 kilos I reckon. I must have saved at least 5 to 7 kilos just on that, maybe more. There's a motad one made in Warsaw. It's not the prettiest looking exhaust, but it's not bad, and it does sound rather nice. We've got nice alloy rims and excellent quality spokes. There you can see one of the Paoli shocks. There's the Brembo 2-piston floating caliper on a 300mm floating disc. And overall the finish is pretty good. I mean, only time will tell how long it stands up to bad weather, which as it's seen snow. You've seen snow already this year. Quite late on, of course. It is May now, but very pleasing machine. I've had all sorts of bikes in my time, from some of the fastest, customs. Only classic I had though was a Yamaha YR5350 with really well dropped handlebars and rear sets, and it was fun while it lasted. YR5 is just before the RDs, in other words it's a piston ported RD really, but this is a blast, it really is. This is the left hand cover, and underneath that is the battery and battery box. You just turn the key to the right, pull it out from the bottom towards you, then pull down from the top and away. Really good solid metal, but quite heavy, so if you're looking to save a bit of weight, that's one place to look at. Same the other side, but that just covers the air intake and air filter. There are some rather nice panniers available, not cheap though. I don't think they're actually made by the factory. I've only seen them one place, nearly £300. Neat, not very big, but they're bolt in just there, both sides, one each side. Single seat, but a dual is available, and if you're going to go two up, you'll need some foot pegs as well, because there ain't none. Now rumour has it there's going to be a twin cylinder 650 or 750 in a couple of years time. It won't be massively powerful, perhaps about 50 brake horse, but there'll be quite a bit of torque out of that sort of engine. And it's going to be in this frame or something very similar, so that will be fun. This is how I've fixed the rear GoPro. We have a GoPro gun stroke pole mount, and that's been added to with a few extra extensions, or one extra extension, and an extension of Meccano. Now the trouble is that's quite heavy, so I was expecting it to pull down quite a bit from the top and maybe side to side. So the strings there twofold. One is just in case that did happen, and hopefully if the clamp did come off, the string would save it. Of course by now I'll know whether this has been successful or not. The front mount is a GoPro mount. It's a large tube mount, and it's quite good quality, not cheap though, although from Amazon I saved 20 quid. Again, this one has been extended a little bit with a bit of an extension, and that's just enough to clear the headlight in respect to the wide angle. That's a Hero 5, GoPro Hero 5. Pretty good so far, but I think I've filled the memory card up already today. So there you are folks, Smle Royal Enfield Continental GT535. Hope you enjoyed that, and with a bit of luck I might have to just squeeze in a bit more on the memory card on the Hero 5.